respite from all the rainy weather, but it's coming back, I think, tomorrow. It's The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. J-Mac joining me. We got Mark Schlereth, Mark Sanchez coming up before the end of the show.
You take any of my college basketball bets last night, by the way?
I don't know what happened. I don't bet college basketball. You do.
January? Yeah,
by the way, Calaponzi.
You are really firing on all cylinders today, huh?
John Calaponzi, which has always been a great sales pitch, but after the sales pitch, 14 years, you got one title. And I think he's a great recruiter. Kentucky basketball was the one-and-done sanctuary, right? It was the one-and-done place. But after that, what's your second pitch? Like, that's what it was. And now you're just left with a team that can't defend, that can't...
See, the fans are looking to run him out of...
Some guy, like, they're just a little bit of a sales pitch guy. That's okay. Sales is important. Sales is important. I'm not anti-Calipari, but I've always thought Nick Saban, in the end, can do a sales pitch, but is one of the smartest defensive coaches, including Belichick, in the history of football. Got to have something beyond the sales pitch. Kirby Smart, good recruiter. Lincoln Riley, good recruiter. There's something beyond there. Calipari is good looking. It's a little bit of a sales guy. What's the second pitch? Boeheim could sell, but Boeheim created his zone defense, the matchup zone. Nobody else in college used it. It was brilliant. Yeah. Mike Krzyzewski, all these guys. Roy Williams got that southern drawl. Roy Williams sales pitch. Roy Williams teams in transition were brilliant. Jay Wright sales pitch. I got a second, but you got to give me something beyond the sales pitch with Calipari. That's why I've always said there's a little Calaponzi. There's a little bit of a scheme here, and there's no second. I know it's harsh, but
Big Blue Nation not going to be happy with you, but they're happy we talk college basketball for 90 seconds in January. That's unheard of on this show.
So we've been talking about this story with LAMAR Jackson. I've always said if you win 75% of your games, I'll sign you. He wins 75% of his games in a good division. But it's interesting watching college football wrap up. Give me a few minutes here. So college football, I can tell you right now who's going to be great next year. Georgia's going to be great. Ohio State, Michigan, Bama. They'll be four of the top 6 teams. I can tell you right now. Men's tennis, women's tennis, international soccer. We usually know who's great. And Major League Baseball. Just look at this salaries. I can tell you 8 teams now that can't compete. NBA, I can tell you right now, in the Eastern Conference, it's going to be Milwaukee and Boston if they're healthy. Those are the 2 best teams. Warriors, they can't find themselves. My guess is they'll figure it out. But Warriors, Celtics, Bucks will be the 3 best teams in the league. I still like the Clippers if Kawhi plays, but there's a lot of predictability in all this stuff. And then there's the NFL. Half the teams that made the playoffs last year didn't make them this year. 8 coaches will be fired. Because of the regulated level of violence, careers get cut short. Runs get cut short. We thought that Seahawk dynasty lasts forever. After about 2 years, boom, done. Stuff doesn't, no back-to-back champs in 18, 19 years in the NFL. Each year feels different, even inside of a year. The Jets start 7-4, cascade down the hill. Tua was a Pro Bowler early, can't stay healthy. Even within his season, it feels like 2 seasons. The difference has always been, though, one constant in the NFL. Got to have a great quarterback. But even that now is becoming fluid. So if I said, let's have a top 10 list this morning based on intangibles, momentum, productivity, health, age, talent, the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. My top 5 would be Patrick Mahomes has separated from everybody else. I would put Joe Burrow, to me, because of his accuracy, his situational greatness, no turnovers. Josh Allen's 3rd. He's the Tyson. He'll knock you out, but still can be a bit sloppy. Number 4, Justin Herbert, has to put up some playoff wins, but 6'5.5", 240. He set every record for a player in his first 3 years, even beat Mahomes. And then number 5, a kid I loved in high school, Trevor Lawrence. He is now, nobody's taking a phone call on Trevor Lawrence. So let's go to number 6. I don't know. Number 6? the end of last year, and his playoff numbers are horrible. He completes 56% of his throws in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, probably my 6, but historically a little small. Hurt again. Runs more than I'm comfortable with. Is he just having one great year? Is hard. And that's what's interesting. I mean, I would have had Kyler Murray at 5 or 6. Now he's got drama, injuries, can't get along with people. What about Matt Stafford? What about him? He had 3 different injuries this year. What about Aaron Rodgers? Green Bay may move off him. He's 39. Brady, old. You get to 6. It's almost like social media, where you got your big 5. You got your Facebook, you have your Instagram, you got your TikTok, you got your Twitter, you got your YouTube, and by 6, don't tell me Parler. Okay, don't give me Parler. I don't want to hear about Parler. But you get to 6 in this league, and you're like, I got questions. I think it's Jalen Hurts. But that's my thing with Lamar Jackson. I got injuries. I got contract stuff. Now he can't stay healthy. This league changes inside of a season. I mean, inside of it. The Jets and 2 are great examples. So I don't know what you do. I would re-sign Lamar Jackson. But I saw a story this morning. He's tried to do some work in his injured knee. It hasn't felt right to this point. He's yet to practice at all since getting hurt. Now, would a new contract make it hurt less? I don't know. It's just speculation. But I find he's an enigma. I like him. I'd sign him. What in the world is going on? You get to the number 6 quarterback in this league. I make phone calls. That's why I think Jason, when he speculated, Lamar to Miami. There's a lot of speculation about Stafford moving out of the Rams.
Colin, could you argue that this was a weird year with the injuries? Because Tua was tracking extremely well. Matt Stafford was out. Lamar injured. Dak kind of injured, struggled a little bit. Like, maybe this was a weird year?
No, because Dak's never been an elite thrower. Kyler Murray was always smaller than you'd like. We all think Jalen Hurts is very good. But historically, he is smaller than a career average. He runs a little bit more than most of us would love. I think he's 6, but I thought Lamar Jackson was 5 9 months ago. Yeah. So I was the biggest Kyler Murray fan. Like, I didn't think he'd work in the pros. Second game, I'm like, okay, that's unbelievable. So it's the Lamar stuff to me his stuff is harder than you think. I was never a big Tua guy, so I didn't buy into the Pro Bowl Tua stuff. I thought it was about the coach and the weapons, the left tackle, Tyreek Hill. Mark Schlereth is joining us now, Fox Sports analyst. He called the Bucs Falcons last week. So we were talking about the Bucs and Dallas, and the way it works in the NFL generally, if you got a talented team and they get the you-know-what kicked out of them, the next week they play really well. So my guess is Dallas was awful. They'll come back focused, pissed off. They'll play great against Tampa. My argument against Tampa is I've watched them 9 times. There's just not a lot there. Do you think it's possible, you watch their first couple series, that they find this magic elixir and health and they just pop? Or is this just a year? It's just the chemistry, the coaching, the O-line. What did you make of what you saw? You've seen them a couple times.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for me, Colin, is I think I saw in the fourth quarter against Carolina the Tampa Bay Buccaneers we've been waiting for all season. Dynamic over the top to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin moving the chains on third down, Tom Brady accurate, throwing the deep ball. It really just felt like it clicked. Now, there's been a lot of issues from Tom Brady and all the personal issues early in the season. An offensive line that was completely restructured. You lost Aaron Stenny, who was going to be a starting guard for you. You lost Ryan Jensen, who was your starting center and really the tone setter of that whole offense, because that dude will play dirty. He'll play beyond the whistle. And he set the tone, the toughness tone for that offense. So a lot of things that they had to overcome. And I understand that part. And they struggled all season long. But just talking to Tom Brady about, hey, the receivers are healthy. This is the first time they've been healthy all year. We're starting to click. I think the big thing for me, Colin, and this will be interesting. The big thing for me, because offensively, they struggle with this new offensive line. By the way, Byron Leftwich says, hey, you know what? Everybody makes a big deal out of that we don't run the ball. We're 32nd rushing. It's not like we dropped from 8 to 32nd. We were 26 last year. We don't run the ball. We've never run the ball. So don't make a big deal of the fact that we don't run the ball. We never have. We don't care about it. Okay, so put that aside for a second. I think the biggest difference that Dallas is about to face, and they may not be ready for this, Tampa Bay under Todd Bowles has always been, as the defensive play caller, has always been one of the most aggressive, if not the most aggressive team in football when it comes to bringing pressure and blitzing the opponent. They have not been able to do that this year. Look at